Grandma told me to look after y'all. I gotta look after y'all. So y'all gonna stay with me now. But I will tell you something. You don't have 3 girls in your life. We make so much goddamn straight money, man. Government come after us, man. Ain't shit they could say.
Oh, Joe, here's the thing. You come for me, I'm fine with that. I'll match you bite for bite, and in the end, we'll see who's still standing, right?
It won't last long if we stay. She draws her power from Asgard and grows stronger every day. Come on. Doctor said he's stable.
Think about it.
You heard
He is breathing for a biro. He's gonna die, if not now, before we get to London. Now, I'm going to open this door, and you're going to tell that otter you're a former meter maid with delusions of grandeur who will not be taking the case.
I did a lot of things. Some things I'm not proud of, but I did a lot of things. You know
Let's hear about the things you're not proud of.
I used to sell weed.
Because no one works harder than you. You work hard.
Well, you're about to talk to somebody who I think wins that argument.
Really? He beats you in the hard work category?
Idris is a robot, period, end stop. Like, if you think you're working hard, you know, there's always somebody at the next level. Idris is crazy. Like, he goes, yeah.
That's amazing to hear from you because I know how you approach your work. It's very professional, very serious. You love it. You have fun, and everybody feels fun when they work with you, but you work really hard. So you're telling me that Idris is even more of a machine?
Yeah, he just, like, I need to shut down. Like, when it's time to go, all right, cool. And I'm like a 9 to 5 person. Idris will work a full day and then fly to Vegas to DJ for the whole night, and then fly back to work the next morning, and then go to the studio and make new music.
What if the man who commanded every screen he touched was secretly carrying wounds so deep they nearly ended everything? Born September 6, 1972, in Hackney, London, Idris Elba seemed destined for greatness. But what you're about to discover will shake everything you thought you knew about this icon. Because buried in his journey are 2 secrets so shocking, they'll make you question if you ever really knew him at all. And the final revelation? It'll leave you speechless. The story begins in the grittiest parts of East London, where a young boy watched his Sierra Leonean father, Winston, grind away at the Ford Dagenham plant, while his Ghanaian mother, Eve, worked clerical jobs just to keep the lights on. They were an only child household, pouring everything into Idris. But here's where it gets interesting. At Canning Town School, something awakened in him: acting. Not the polished, prestigious kind, the raw, desperate kind that comes from needing an escape. He dropped out, took a £1,500 grant from the Prince's Trust, and joined the National Youth Music Theatre. That gamble? It should have destroyed him. Instead, it set everything in motion.
You know, that's where I started to DJ in New York. I brought my records over. Literally, I shipped over 6 crates of records.
But Idris wasn't just acting. At night, he became someone else entirely. DJ Big Dress. Moving through London's underground club scene, headphones on, records spinning. The duality started early. Actor by day, DJ by night.
As a way to, you know, be able to audition in the day. So I was working at night. Sometimes I was doing door work for Caroline's, and then other times I was just DJing Madam X, piano bar.
2 identities, 2 lives, and 1 burning question. Which one was real? To survive between auditions, he fitted tires, made cold calls, worked brutal night shifts at Ford, just like his father. The same assembly line, the same fluorescent lights.
I did a TV show called Ultraviolet, which I actually made a US version, and it's about vampires. They made a film, the Ultraviolet series of films, and that was essentially my big break that took me to basically America.
Was this destiny or a warning?
I lived in Brooklyn for a little bit. I was living life, you know. I was working the door, I was bartending, I was DJing. And before you know it, you just start speaking like an American.
Then came the roles, small ones, family affairs.
And then I did a soap opera in England, which I can tell you, called Family Affairs. I did a soap opera.
Okay.
That was a big break for me. And you know, anyone that comes from the soap opera world that ends up in television is probably more experienced than most actors.
Ultraviolet, Dangerfield, bit parts that paid just enough to keep the dream alive. But nothing broke through, nothing stuck, until 2002, the year everything changed. The year Idris Elba became Stringer Bell. HBO's The Wire wasn't just a show, it was a cultural earthquake. And Stringer Bell? A drug lord with an MBA, ruthless, calculated, tragic. Idris auditioned for 4 weeks straight in an American accent so flawless that producers David Simon and Ed Burns had no idea he was British, until they asked one question: Idris, where are you from?
And another producer who's passed now, great guy, they were in the room just like this, and they said to me, Idris, where are you from? I look at him and I said, I'm from East London.
The room exploded. They'd been fooled.
The room just exploded. Oh my God, I told you. No, you didn't know. You didn't know. And I'm sitting there, whoa, what is going on? There's like, yo, we had a bet. I said that he's not from Baltimore. He's not from Brooklyn. He's from somewhere else. I thought maybe Jamaican, maybe Haitian. You're from England. And this is the conversation. I'm sitting there.
Completely. And in that moment of revelation, they didn't just give him the role of Stringer Bell. They gave him a different one, a better one.
And they were like, okay, you got the job. We don't want you to play Avon, though. We want you to play Stringer Bell.
The character that would define a generation's understanding of systemic tragedy. But here's the first secret nobody talks about. Idris had no idea his character was going to die.
So celebrated. And at that time, leaving The Wire, because I didn't know I was going to die, and I didn't know my character was going to die.
Stringer Bell, the man who tried to legitimize the drug trade, who believed in economics over violence, is betrayed by his closest friend and executed. Idris didn't see it coming. When he got the script for episode 7, he immediately asked for episode 8. They told him, "You're not an 8. Read it," they said. He did.
What's wrong? You're not in 8. What do you mean I'm not in 8? You should read it.
I guess there's nothing I can say to change your mind. Get on with it then. Stringer's last words weren't just dialogue. They were his entire arc. A man who spent 5 seasons trying to convince people there was another way, finally accepting that the system would never let him out. But what did The Wire cost him?
When Stringer Bell died, there was a part of me. And that died with that character. And it's weird for me to go back and watch it.
After Stringer died, so did a part of Idris. He's admitted he's never watched the show. Not once. The character, the performance, the cultural phenomenon, he lived it, but he can't consume it. Why? Because when you put that much of yourself into a role, watching it back isn't entertainment, it's trauma. And trauma has a way of following you.
You know what I mean? When I'm watching myself act, I'm like, I don't like to see it. However, when I talk to people about The Wire, I can have a conversation about it because I was there. I shot those scenes, so I have a different perspective. But watching it as a viewer...
The years after The Wire were a masterclass in range. American Gangster in 2007, Rock and Rolla in 2008, Obsessed opposite Beyonce in 2009, which earned $29 million opening weekend. Then came the superhero era. Thor as Heimdall in 2011, a role he'd reprised 5 more times across the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But it was 2010 that brought the second defining character of his career, DCI John Luther. Luther was everything Stringer wasn't. A detective, a good man drowning in darkness, obsessed with catching killers to the point of self-destruction.
Luther can take that same real estate. You know, big character, central position, you know, fighting bad guys.
The role earned Idris a Golden Globe and 4 Emmy nominations. But here's what they don't tell you. Playing Luther for 10 years, embodying that psychological torment, that relentless violence, that moral ambiguity, it took a toll because your body doesn't know you're acting.
Luther, for example, he sees a lot of murder, destruction, blah, blah, blah. I go in, I play that role, and I play it to all of my ability, but my body doesn't actually know I'm acting.
That's the thing people take for granted, I think.
Right.
In 2013, he portrayed Nelson Mandela in Mandela, Long Walk to Freedom. To prepare, he spent a night locked alone in a cell on Robben Island, where Mandela was imprisoned for 18 years, in the dark, in the silence, feeling the weight of history pressing against his chest. But here's the moment that changed everything. Filming a rally scene in Soweto with 700 extras, no rehearsal, no second take, just Idris as Mandela, delivering a speech to real South Africans who weren't sure if a West African actor could embody their icon. He walked out, started speaking, and by the end, the first 5 rows were in tears with him.
Because it's quite an emotional, rousing speech, but at the end of the first take, man, I was in tears. Practically the first 5 rows of people were in tears with me.
Yet even as his star rose, the whispers grew louder. Idris Elba should be the next James Bond. Daniel Craig himself said Idris would be fantastic.
It's like when you make a whole room laugh with one gesture.
Yeah.
Fans launched campaigns. The internet exploded. For years, it seemed inevitable. Then it wasn't. In 2023, Idris revealed the truth. The racist backlash to the idea of a black Bond was so disgusting and off-putting that it killed his interest in the role. Comments calling him too street, attacks questioning his Britishness. The ugliness of it all soured what should have been an honor. And that brings us to the second secret. Idris Elba was ready to walk away from everything. In 2023, he started therapy.
What do you do to get back to Idris, and how do you work on releasing that from you as a person?
The first thing is to acknowledge, you're acting, bro. It's not real. Go do something for yourself. Go treat yourself good. Go take some therapy. All of that has helped me become, I think, a better human being, because I know my body. I'm so dedicated to my characters that I know I need to be dedicated to Idris as well.
Not because of a crisis, but because he recognized he was a workaholic in an industry that rewards workaholism. He'd been running on fumes, juggling acting, directing, producing, DJing at Coachella, launching his skincare line Sabul, investing in Formula E racing, and building film infrastructure in Africa, all while his body started failing him. His knees hurt, his back ached. He couldn't move the way he used to. At 52, Idris confronted the reality every athlete and action star faces. The body breaks down. But instead of hiding it, he got vulnerable. He launched Sable Skincare to teach men about self-care.
The Sable products are literally a sort of genderless product. So everybody uses it. And that was because I just wanted Sabrina to have one less bottle in the shower.
Well done.
And it worked. So
he became a Neutrogena SPF ambassador after having 3 cancerous spots removed from his skin. Basal melanoma, caught early because of skin checks he almost didn't do. He started using grounding mats, standing barefoot on grass, connecting to the Earth's electromagnetic frequencies to reduce inflammation and anxiety.
blood circulation works better when you sleep on a grounding mat, or if you're under a desk, you barefoot. And by the way, you can do the same thing if you just stand in your garden in the grass for 20 minutes.
Meditation, breathwork, therapy. The man who played the toughest characters on screen was learning to be soft with himself. But even with all this growth, controversy found him. In 2023, he told Esquire UK he didn't want to be called a black actor anymore because it put him in a box. The backlash was immediate and brutal. Accusations of disavowing his race, of forgetting where he came from, of trying to be post-racial in a world that would never let him be. He clarified, being an actor isn't defined by race, but the damage was done. Then there's the Africa question. In 2025, Idris revealed plans to move to Ghana, where his mother was born, to build film studios, train crews, and create an African film industry that rivals Hollywood. He's already secured policy support from Ghana's president. He's already shooting his next directorial project there. Some fans thought he was quitting acting. He's not. He's expanding.
The whole thing, there's 1.4 billion people, or 1.2 billion people in Africa. There's 2,000 cinemas across the continent. The whole continent. Yeah. Wow. That's crazy, right?
He wants to build 1.4 billion people's access to storytelling. Right now, the entire African continent has only 2,000 movie theaters. 2,000 for 1.4 billion people. He's not walking away, he's building a legacy. Which brings us to now, March 2025. Luther the Fallen Son dropped on Netflix, bringing the tortured detective back for a feature-length thriller that showcases everything Idris does best: intensity, vulnerability, intelligence, physicality. July 2025, Heads of State with John Cena hit Prime Video, a buddy action comedy where Idris plays the British Prime Minister opposite Cena's US President in a hijacking survival thriller.
At the beginning of the movie, right, the Prime Minister of England, Sam Clarke, and the President of the United States, Will Damager, do not really get along, okay? My character's been a politician for 6 years.
He calls you Eminem in the movie.
Yeah. See what I'm saying?
And there's more coming. He's voicing Chief Bogo again in Zootopia 2. He's set to play Duncan/Man-at-Arms in Amazon's Masters of the Universe. He's producing Downtime, an Afrofuturistic animated series for Crunchyroll created by his wife, Sabrina Daura Elba, whom he married in 2019 in Marrakesh after proposing at a screening of his directorial debut, Yardi. He has 2 children, Isan, from his first marriage to Danish stylist Hanne Norgard, and Winston, with makeup artist Nyana Garth. He's a co-owner of Formula E racing team Kiro Race Co. He runs record label 7 Wallace Music. He launched Sound International to showcase global house music talent. Oh, and he still DJs under the name DJ Big Driss, because that kid spinning records in London nightclubs never left. He just got better turntables. As of 2025, Idris Elba's net worth sits at an estimated $50 million. His films have grossed over $9.8 billion globally. He's been named one of Time's 100 most influential people. He was crowned People's Sexiest Man Alive in 2018. He's won a Golden Globe, earned BAFTA and Emmy nominations, and in 2016, Queen Elizabeth II appointed him an Officer of the Order of the British Empire for service services to drama. And in 2026, King Charles III knighted him Sir Idris Elba for services to young people. But here's the final revelation, the one that ties everything together. Idris Elba isn't trying to be a movie star anymore. He's not chasing Bond. He's not competing for awards. He's teaching, he's building, he's healing. He worked night shifts at Ford, just like his father, because survival meant repeating cycles. Now, he's breaking them. He's creating opportunities for kids who look like he did, who come from where he came from, who need someone to say, you belong here.
Said, Nelson's light skinned. My agent is South African. He's like, Idris, listen, don't ever repeat that, okay?
Because the man who played Stringer Bell, the man who became Luther, the man who embodied Heimdall and Mandela and Bloodsport, he knows what it's like to be told you're too much of one thing and not enough of another. And he's done listening. So the next time you see Idris Elba on screen, in the booth, or on a panel talking about mental health or African cinema, or the importance of sunscreen, remember this, you're not watching a celebrity. You're watching someone who survived the system, mastered the craft, and chose to come back for those still fighting. That's the real story. That's the man behind the myth. And that's why we'll never stop watching.